This is the 2026 Toyota BZ, Toyota's updated all-electric SUV and a reworked version of the old BZ4X. The confusing name is gone, and in its place comes more power, better range, and subtle design updates. Toyota says BZ stands for Beyond Zero. A 2026 Toyota BZ XLE all-wheel drive. Base price starts at $39,900, and with a few options plus destination, the total came to just under $43,000. Final assembly takes place in Japan. Design changes are modest, but the front end looks cleaner with updated headlights and a smooth, grille-less nose. Performance is where the real upgrades are. Front-wheel drive models now make up to 221 horsepower, while dual-motor all-wheel drive versions jump to a strong 338 horsepower. Range depends on configuration. Front-wheel drive models go up to 314 miles, while all-wheel drive trims land between 278 and 288 miles. The BZ now uses the Tesla-compatible NACS charging port, though cable reach can be an issue at some stations. Inside, access is easy thanks to traditional door handles, a comfortable seating height, and a flexible driving position with good visibility. Up front, the BZ does a few things right. The door armrest and center armrest are positioned at the same height, so your elbows rest naturally and evenly, which makes the driving position feel balanced. But there are some clear drawbacks. The dashboard is quite deep, and the instrument display takes some getting used to. It sits in an awkward middle ground between a traditional gauge cluster and a head-up display, forcing the driver to look up and over it. For some drivers, this also blocks the view of the hood, which can feel strange at first. The wide center console eats into the driver's right knee space, and it isn't padded, which can become uncomfortable on longer drives. Armrest comfort is also mixed. The door armrest has very thin padding, while the center armrest is thick but overly firm. Seat comfort will vary by person. Most drivers find the seats supportive, with firm cushioning and strong side bolsters that hold you in place during cornering. The adjustable seat base helps fine-tune leg support, but a test drive is strongly recommended. The new 14-inch touchscreen handles both media and climate controls, which looks modern but can make simple adjustments take extra steps. On the plus side, the BZ's climate controls are always visible on the touchscreen. Temperature, fan speed, heated seats, and the heated steering wheel stay on screen at all times, so there's no need to dig through menus just to make basic adjustments. That's a big win compared to many modern systems. Ironically, the physical controls are more frustrating. The temperature knobs don't have clear clicks, so small adjustments don't always register the way you expect. Vent controls are also unusual, using small levers that some drivers may find awkward to grab and adjust. The infotainment system itself is functional, but not instant. After starting the car, there's a brief delay before the screen becomes responsive. It's not excessive, but it can feel longer when you just want to quickly turn on heat or seat warmers. Storage is a mixed bag. Dual wireless charging pads are convenient, but take up space. The center armrest is cleverly designed to open from either side. Door pockets hold water bottles securely, but they're narrow for anything else. There's also under-console storage, but it's low, tight, and easy to forget about, making it more annoying than useful. Inside, the BZ sticks to a very typical Toyota layout. The color scheme is almost entirely black, with a heavy use of hard plastics. That's fairly normal at this price point, but it's still noticeable, especially on areas like the front and rear windowsills, which are usually padded in competitors. That said, Toyota didn't completely cheap out. The door inserts are padded front and rear, and both the upper and middle portions of the dashboard have soft touch materials. There are also a few tasteful trim pieces that help break things up. One smart choice is avoiding glossy piano black surfaces. Instead, Toyota uses a darker matte gray plastic that does a much better job hiding fingerprints and scratches. Lower down though, the center console returns to basic flat black plastic, which looks and feels less premium. Getting into the rear seat is a bit awkward due to the high floor and low seat cushion. Once seated, legroom looks decent on paper, but foot space under the front seats is limited. The result is a sharp knee angle and minimal thigh support. While the cushions themselves are fairly soft, rear seat comfort is best suited for shorter trips, especially for adult passengers. Rear passengers won't get much leg support, especially for their feet, which limits long-distance comfort. Cargo space, however, is a strong point. The load area is generously sized, with a flat floor set at a comfortable height, making loading and unloading easy. A retractable cargo cover comes standard. It feels a bit flimsy, but it gets the job done. The rear seats fold down to open up a large cargo area, and there's a small underfloor compartment that typically holds the charging cable but can be used for other items. There's no front trunk, so this rear area is the BZ's only cargo space. Visibility is decent, but not class-leading. The front pillars are relatively slim and don't balloon at the base, which helps at intersections. An extra window near the mirrors improves side visibility, and the mirrors themselves provide solid rear views. However, the side windows are short in height, limiting outward sightlines. Thick rear pillars create noticeable blind spots, and while the rear window is fairly large, the lack of a rear wiper is disappointing, especially in rain, snow, or dusty conditions. Overall, the BZ delivers a smooth and easy-to-live-with electric driving experience. The all-wheel drive version now makes 338 horsepower, which gives it strong acceleration not just off the line, but also at highway speeds. Throttle response is smooth, and lifting off the pedal feels natural, with no jerky transitions. Power is well managed thanks to the all-wheel drive system and traction control. Even during hard launches while turning, the BZ keeps wheel slip in check. There is a slight hint of torque steer under full throttle, but it's minor and easy to control. Regenerative braking is adjustable using paddles behind the steering wheel, making it simple to increase or reduce region on the fly. However, the system doesn't remember your last setting, and there's no true one-pedal driving mode. Regenerative braking isn't strong enough to bring the vehicle to a complete stop without using the brake pedal, which may disappoint some EV enthusiasts. It's disappointing that Toyota doesn't offer stronger regen or true one-pedal driving as an option. Another notable issue shows up when the battery gets low. With around 40 miles of estimated range remaining, power drops sharply. Acceleration becomes noticeably weak, even with the pedal fully pressed. Some power reduction near empty is expected in EVs, but this felt more severe than usual. Testers also observed real-world range coming in below EPA estimates, though cold weather likely played a role. Summer testing will give a clearer picture. Handling is competent, but not sporty. Steering has a well-judged weight, offering light feedback without feeling artificial. It turns in naturally and communicates grip reasonably well. When pushed harder, the suspension feels soft, with noticeable body movement, but throttle response remains predictable. Ride quality is decent, though expectations were higher given the relatively small 18-inch wheels on this model. Many modern vehicles now ride on huge wheels, which often hurts comfort. The BZ uses more sensible wheel sizes, yet the ride still isn't as smooth as expected. On rougher back roads, the suspension can feel a bit bouncy, with the occasional sharp impact. It never becomes harsh, but body control could be better, especially over uneven surfaces where passengers may feel some side-to-side and front-to-back movement. Cabin noise is mixed. The electric motors are impressively quiet, with almost no high-pitched whine. Wind noise, however, becomes noticeable around 60 miles per hour and increases significantly at highway speeds, making the cabin less serene than many EV rivals.